This look is described as soft. The colours themselves are very simple. The Shimmering Cream eye colour in a soft pink. This contrasts nicely with the warmth of Shiseido's skin. Simple wash of the pink shade. Soft eyeshadow brush, just blend it out. The softness of these colours means if you wanted to, you could just apply them with a fingertip. I'm following this with a bright golden yellow that goes around the pink, underneath the brow. So you see here there's no attempt made to contour the eye or to give it any kind of graphic definition in the colour themselves. Pale highlights underneath the eye, just blending along with the soft edge of the brush. And then a little very pale pink glow to the cheek. Again, keeping these colours all transparent, almost like sorbet or ice cream colours. And then in contrast, actually quite a dramatic, strong eyebrow. And I decided to do this just so there's a bit more of a frame to the eye, but the colours themselves are still very transparent, very light. And then finishing the look with a soft, sweet shade of the lacquer gloss. Very simple, very transparent. Has a very subtle warmth to it. And the final look, very soft, easy, everyday wearable. And this looks really about creating a face that's balanced but shows the intensity of lip colour. So I'm starting with a nude eye colour trio. And these colours are deliberately very low contrast, just very soft, simple beige shades. Not a huge distinction between them, but I wanted that subtlety. So I'm just dusting these lightly around the eye. The deeper shade has a slight greyish brown tone to it, so that gives me a little contrast with the rest of the eye makeup, but as you see, everything's very harmonious and it blends together. And the palest shade is used as a highlight on the brow bone, just to pick up the light. Doing a little highlighting with the lightest of the three shades. And blending the two deeper tones together to just give us a nice flush across the cheek. A little bit of mascara for definition, concentrating on the upper lashes. And this beautiful, intense lip colour is a deep, plummy shade. And really layering this on, because I want a beautiful, moist, glossy finish, but opacity and intensity. Very, very rich colour on this otherwise very pure looking face. It's also interesting to note the colour contrast, with the eye makeup being so soft and warm, and then the lip being much richer and cooler. And there you have it, chic, clean face, rich, intense lips. So this is a look that created using the Shimmering Cream eye colours and building up a really intense eye. Starting with a soft pink, simple application, soft brush, laying down a base, keeping the eye makeup on the cool side. And what I'm doing is following up with a beautiful, deep, lush purple. And this is one of the deepest shades we've done so far in the Shimmering Cream eye colours. And painting that on, starting the lashes, and building up and fanning outwards so you cover the entire lid. Take a soft brush and then just diffuse those edges, and I'll be building this colour up for maximum intensity. The same rich purple colour is traced along the lower lash line using a slightly smaller brush. This is really a colour variation on the classic smoky eye effect. I'm adding a little bit more pink, mixing it in with the purple, and then just diffusing that colour underneath the eye. It's trying to find and strike the right balance between the softness and the intensity of the look. And then I'm mixing a little bit more of the purple with a new dark brown shimmering cream shadow, and using this to add extra weight to the eye makeup. The great thing about the shimmering cream eye colours, of course, is they can be used by themselves, or they blend really, really well in with the other colours, and you can create a multitude of different looks. And the 3-colour compact, the best of all possible worlds, with a paler shade to highlight along underneath the eyes. Nice flat edge to the brush makes it easy to control, and blend it in with a little bit of the bronzing shade to put some tone in the cheek. A very subtle contour, nothing too strong. And just finishing with a bit of the bright blush blended over that contour shade. And for the lip, one of the new lacquer glosses. Great thing about the lacquer gloss is it has some of the intensity of the lacquer rouge, a little bit lighter, but more opaque, more finish and coverage than a traditional lip gloss. And here's a look I'm calling glamorous, and what's interesting to me about this is really playing off different kinds of shades, warm and cool, natural and more intense. So I'm starting with a soft brownish tone. I'm applying the shimmering cream eyeshadow with a soft brush. This just gives me a neutral base to build the colours into. And then we add a beautiful intense green. And the green is painted on pretty strongly and then diffused again with a soft brush, blending it into the brown shade. Now I'm taking a very rich blue, and having the blue and green together gives me a nice depth and contrast with the soft brown. The same green, applied first on a smaller brush and then blended out with a slightly bigger brush, just diffused underneath the eyes to reflect the eye makeup above the lash line. Very soft shading here, using a little highlight from the 3-colour palette, just on the brow bone, blending out above the beige. Highlighting underneath the eye with the softest shade, and then applying a nice bright pink lacquer rouge. And the great thing about this kind of look is I hope it helps lay to rest all these annoying and misleading rules about you can't have bright eyes and bright lips at the same time, because I think it looks beautiful. So here's some simple ideas of how to use the Sheer Eye Zone Corrector. I've just started by prepping the skin with a soft wash of foundation, just evening it out and preparing it for using the corrector. Taking the corrector, getting a little bit of the product on the back of my hand, this is just how I work, and then thinking along the lines of regular concealer, but in a kind of an enhancing sense as well. So I'm going a bit deeper onto the eye than you might with normal concealer, and using it to conceal any slight redness in the lid as well. Blend that with a sponge or with a fingertip. You just really need to use as much product as you're comfortable with to get the effect that you want. Another thing you can do is sketching down the middle of the face, a highlight effect. So this is almost like taking a little flashlight and shining it on the forehead, down the nose, bow of the lip, chin, and a little bit on the brow bone. And again, blend that with a sponge or with a fingertip. Completely perfect the area around the eye. Another thing to do is to think about it again in the lightening sense, brightening, to open up shadows around the inner corner of the eye, around the edge of the nose, and the corner of the lip. Because sometimes these are areas that fall into a little bit of shadow or slight discoloration. So this is a very simple way just to pop some light in there and brighten them. I'm blending out with a small brush. You could use a fingertip, a sponge, whatever you're most comfortable with. And there you got complexion perfection.